Shannon Russell, Cincinnati Enquirer. I'll start with you, Miles. Now you've had some time to digest Georgia State, watch a little bit about them. What are your impressions of that team heading into tomorrow's game?
They might sound like they're a lower division team, but they have some big name players. With Ryan Harrell, we don't know if he's going to play, but we're acting like he's going to play. R.J. Hunter, big time player. Kevin Ware, and all the rest of those guys. We're treating them like we treat anybody else. They're a really good school. They're here for a reason. We can't let our guard down because they're a 14 seed. So, we're going to go into this game like we do every other game and try to play harder than them.
Yes, go for it. We'll get to you next, sir.
Sorry, as a follow-up to you, Miles, you struggled from three-point range probably through the end of the season, Big East tournament, but were able to get 2 to fall yesterday. How important was that for you, for your confidence and moving forward?
It feels good to finally see a couple shots go in. The best part about it is my teammates always are going to tell me to keep shooting the ball. The coaching staff too. I'm gonna keep shooting. That's what shooters do. Hopefully I can make more shots to help the team out more. If I bring more offense, I feel like we're a more deadlier team. So, hopefully I can keep it rolling.
On the right on the aisle, we'll get to you next, Gary.
Dan Wolken, USA Today. Matt, I know no one's ever asked you about being an Uber driver before, but I did see they shouted you out yesterday after the game. When do you have time to do that? Sort of what are your hours? Have you ever given your teammates rides? And is it something you plan on doing after you finish basketball?
Well, yeah, first off, I don't plan on doing it after basketball necessarily. I mean, that's not in the game plan right now. But, on off days, on days where we have a couple days off or, especially before the season sort of started and we only had practice and we didn't have a ton going on. With my grad class schedule, I don't have, a ton of classes, so there's a little bit of downtime. And, it helps me relax. It gives me a chance to just, sort of clear my mind and not have to think too hard. I'd say right about now I probably do between 10 to 20 hours a week, depending on, how busy the week is. Obviously not doing a lot this week. In the off season, I'd say at the beginning of the season I was doing, 20, 25 hours. But yeah, no, just trying to pay some bills and, have a good time with it. I've given him once
Never.
before. Not Miles. Miles isn't grateful, so I don't give him rides. But I've had some other teammates where I've given rides.
Crazy.
Gary, go ahead.
Address this to Matt. Any inherent pressure in going up against what essentially has become America's team, or at least one of the teams out of the first day that seems to have captured some nationwide attention?
I don't think so. I think our team's preparing for them like any other team. We're not going to overhype them as being the nation's team, but we're also not going to downplay them. We know they're a very good team, and I think we're excited and preparing so far very well for a very good team.
Yes, ma'am.
Trayvon, yesterday Dee talked about being friends with RJ, and today when he was up here, he said he's also friends with you. Can you talk about that, and do you know other guys on their team? And to add on to that, what's it like to play a team where you're familiar with so many other players?
Yeah, me and RJ, we go way back, probably since 3rd grade. We've played on a couple of teams together, probably stayed 10 minutes away from each other. A couple of weekends we stay over each other's house. So, we were pretty close back when we were younger. And I don't really know anybody else personally on that team. And I think it'll be, a good experience to be able to go against somebody that you grew up with. I've never played anybody as close, relationship-wise, as I'll be playing him tomorrow. So, it'll be kind of good to get back and play with him.
Here on the right.
Yeah, Matt, when you got your technical foul yesterday, what happened, and how does that sort of fit in? I know you want to play close to the edge but not go over it. How do you sort of get up to playing right up to it but not go over it like maybe you did there?
Yeah. So after he dunked the ball, he had a couple of words for me, and I wanted to make sure that I reiterated that we were equally, we felt the same way. And but it's one of those things where you don't want another team getting excited, getting hyped, getting their momentum shifted their way. But at the same time, I can't get a technical and allow that to be another change in emotions for other teams. But I just wanted to try to play with intensity, and it kind of spilled over a little bit too much, and I don't think that's going to happen again. So yeah.
On the left side, yes, ma'am.
Jalen, it seemed like yesterday that you were a little bit outside your comfort zone, weren't playing maybe the way you had in the past. Was that more, the opponent, or was it you, maybe jitters, first NCAA tournament game?
Definitely wasn't jitters. It was just shots just wasn't falling for me last night. I just have to put that behind me and prepare myself in this game and just focus on making shots for the team.
Other questions? Yes, go ahead. We'll get to you next.
D, is someone that's been to the tournament before and won. Do you give any advice to your teammates, or is at this point it's just different team, different players, and you kind of roll with what you guys have done so far through the Big East tournament?
Yeah, mostly all I've been talking about is not to overlook an opponent. My freshman year, Lehigh beat Duke, and we were supposed to play Duke after playing Notre Dame, and Lehigh had us down, I don't know, maybe 15 points at one point in the game. So really just not overlooking an opponent and coming out to play.
Here on the right, we'll get to you next.
Yeah, this is for Miles and D. I mean, how do you, or how much comfort is it to have Matt playing the way he's playing right now? I mean, he seems to be really comfortable, and obviously has a size advantage of the post. But as guards, how do you try to incorporate him into what you guys do?
Well, playing with Matt makes it easy, especially if he's playing well and confident. Playing inside out makes the game a lot easier for us. It gives us opportunities to have open shots, and if he's scoring and getting fouls on the other team, it gives us a better opportunity down the stretch.
I feel like Matt's one of the best big men in the country, so he opens we like to play inside out with Matt. Not too often do you get to have Matt and being a great passer. Starting to pass the ball a bit more than D, which is kind of surprising. But Matt's a good big man, and without Matt, we probably wouldn't be as far as we are right now.
On the left.
Trayvon, again, kind of digging into your past. When you were looking at schools and making a decision and settling on Xavier, picking Xavier, was there tradition in the postseason, their ability to get to the tournament, a factor in you choosing the school?
Yeah, when I was choosing the schools, one thing that would stick out to me would be how good the basketball program would be, and looking at Xavier, not a lot of people look at them as a team to really go deep in the tournament, and ever since I think I read a stat since 2008 they made the Sweet 16 a couple of times, so people don't really notice that and take notice to that. So, but I do, and I think that's one thing that kind of factored into my decision in coming to Xavier is just that Xavier is actually a prestigious basketball program, but people, it just takes a lot of time to look into it to see that.
Go for it.
For any of you guys, do you feel like you're coming into this game with a chip on your shoulder? I mean, going back to the Big East tournament, people thought you weren't going to beat Butler, and they thought that they were going to be playing Georgetown, and no one maybe thought you were going to make it to the championship, and here you are, a win under your belt in the tournament. Did you come into the game with feeling like people underrate you at all?
I definitely feel like people don't look at us as a big-time program, and the thing is we take that and we use it to our advantage. We try to come in every game and try to prove people wrong. It gives us an edge. It makes us play hard, and we've been trying to prove people all year. We've had our ups and downs, but the best part about it is we're starting to play our best basketball towards the end of the season. So, yeah, we have a chip on our shoulder, and we love trying to prove people wrong, and it's great and it's fun out there when you get to see Xavier basketball and how well we move the ball and how good our defense is starting to become, and hopefully people start recognizing us more, and that's our plan, is just to go out there and play hard. And
just to tie into what Miles is saying, it's not about what everybody else is saying. It's about what we do and how we produce on the court, and we obviously all in this together. So let's keep it going till the wheels fall off.
Any final questions? All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.